As you may know, the Nedbank Runified challenges have been ongoing, and the last challenge is kicking off in the next 2 weeks, with registration opening this weekend. Now, this challenge comes with a purpose. Nedbank have partnered with the Sports Trust to go ahead and assist there with the development of athletes with the resources they need to tap into their potential and become the future athletes that could one day represent South Africa on global platforms. For more on this, we are joined by South African marathon and ultra-marathon runner Gerda Steyn. Gerda, good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Just for the benefit of our viewers, firstly, what is the Runified Challenge? And also, secondly, speak to us about the partnership with the Sports Trust.
Good morning to everyone. It's lovely to be on the show this morning. Yes, I can share a little bit more information with all of you with regards to what you just mentioned. The Nedbank Running Club, which I'm also a part of, has launched the second version of the Runified series. The series consists out of 4 running challenges. It is virtually, as we know, it's difficult to organize real-time races at the moment, but this is a virtual challenge. Runners can sign up via the application called Strava, and you can be part of this challenge. The current challenge is the last of 4 challenges, which is a 10-kilometer challenge, which runners can challenge themselves between anytime between the 16th of October until the 29th of October to do a 10-kilometer at their own pace, at their own time. And also, we have now partnered with the Sports Trust Fund. So this can also be going for a very good cause. You'll have the option to donate towards the Sports Trust. And the Sports Trust is all about developing young athletes, getting the exposure for some runners out there, young children who maybe haven't always got the opportunity or privileged enough to, for instance, buy a pair of running shoes. So it is just to empower them and to also broaden their options for a career in sport.
Gerda, I heard you mention assisting, for instance, with a pair of running shoes. So the challenge itself, as well as the Sports Trust, when it comes to assisting with the resources that some of these youngsters might need, what exactly are the resources? Where do they need assistance?
I think it comes in all sorts of forms. Running shoes is the first thing that comes to mind. But, of course, just a pair of running shoes won't always get you to races or being competitive. So it goes far deeper than that. Athletes, young children need transport to get from where they live to the competition, to an athletic stadium, for instance. Even training, it requires you to be transported from where you are to a group training, to your coach. Often it needs more sort of specific nutrition. It needs, sometimes athletes would go on training camps where you spend a couple of weeks together and just conditioning yourself and learning from others. So there's all sorts of aspects. Running you don't need that much amount of equipment. For example, like you don't need a bicycle. You've got your own 2 feet to run with. But there's a lot that goes in the background, and often it comes at a great cost. And what we really don't want to see is good prospects, future champions, future athletes that can represent our country. We don't want to see them missing out just because they haven't got the funds to make it to the world stage. So that is really what the Sports Trust is all about.
So in terms of the development, Gerda, we speak about the pipeline in various sporting codes. It's something that is very, very important. But in terms of that development, we are still lacking. So what can officials outside of Nedbank, outside of the actual Sport Trust do in our country to ensure that we are feeding into the pipeline and ensuring that we are developing our youngsters? As an athlete, where do we need to start?
I think it works as a whole. You can't just, like you say, you can't just rely on the running clubs or one fund to get the momentum going. It starts from a young age. You need to plant that seed in a young child's mind. Put examples out there. If I can use myself as an example, I need to be out there telling children, young children, what a wonderful, awesome life you can have as a sports person. Then it needs to be backed by schools. the schools need to spot the talent, and they need to make sure that it carries over into a student maybe in a university. From there on, you need financial backup. Sponsorships needs to come to the party and help us. We've got also the Athletics Association, South African Athletics Association. We need backing from them, and all these different components needs to work together in order to get a momentum going and carry it over to the next generation.
Gerda, very quickly before we go, we've got some of our viewers watching who would be interested in joining that fourth and final challenge. So where do we sign up? Where do we register?
So the easiest way to find more information about this challenge is if you want to go on the Nedbank Running Club's website, nedbankrunningclub.co.za. You'll find all the information there. And another resource to find all this information is also if you have got the Strava application, or if not, you can download the Strava application, and in the challenges section, you just look for the Nedbank Runified challenge and all the information will be there. And you can also make sure to follow the platforms on social media, and there is abundant information available. So in order for you not to fall behind or miss out on any exciting news. And of course, there's also big prizes to be won, courtesy from the sponsors. So it's a win-win.
Thank you so much for that, Gerda. We're going to have to leave it there for now. That was Gerda Steyn chatting to us about the Nedbank Runified Challenge. Do go ahead and register yourself. You heard her say there's always lots of prizes to be won, and we all love prizes.